Hello my succulent friends, it's me Suze and I'm back. Did you miss me? Yes, I've been a busy lass rearranging some pots, some of my big pots, some of the things I've been working on with you guys. And so summer's over and all the shade cloth is now down, and I had a chance yesterday to just put everything back where it belongs. And anyway, maybe I'll add a little footage in of that to show you. So I went to the local shopping centre and pick up some groceries, and there's like a Japanese sort of bargain store. It's called Daiso, and these were on the front rack. How could I resist? They were, what was it, $2.80 each, and they're really light. And I love these patterns, so I got one of each type. That's pretty. So I've got quite a few white pots and pastel pots. So white pots blend in quite nicely with what I've got going on. So you recall I still had some bits and pieces left over from my plant mail to work with, so I'm going to definitely be using some of that. But today, first of all, I thought it might be fun to talk about this Echeveria. I think you pronounce it E.cleone. I'll put it in the title so you can see how it's spelled properly. Aren't these adorable? Look at that. I'm so in love. And the cooler temperatures, now that summer's heading off, has really started to bring out these pink margins. These are rooted cuttings. I took them from the mother plant maybe about a year ago, so they're well established, and I finally got round to potting them up in this pot a few weeks back. And so this is the mother pot, and it's in a terracotta pot. I'm trying very hard to move away from terracotta pots because they're just bland as, I'm over it. And this, I'll insert some photos, but this really peaked out maybe in the last couple of months. It was just sublime, like perfectly in a perfect cluster. But I know there's a lot of air roots in there, and I have been tempted many times to take more cuttings off it because I could definitely get a few, couldn't I? But because the form was just, oops, there were seeds flying around. Because that form was just so perfect, I just couldn't bring myself to do any snips. But now I think it's a perfect time to do snips, and if this is what I can get from those snips, well, that's my motivation. And I think it will flourish a lot better if I do separate them, because they're all just a bit too bunched up now. And I haven't treated them for my well, with the systemic granules for mealy, so it's definitely due for that. So let's pull it all apart and see what we can do. It's another windy day. I think our temperatures are the coolest in the whole country, typical of Victoria. I think Central Australia and even Northern Australia are getting like 10 degrees higher in temperature. I don't know how to come at this, if I'm just going to pull it all out or cut off pieces. So let me just see if I can leverage it out first, if that's going to work or not. Because it's, oh, could, yeah. Oh wow. Alright, let's do that. I've got two trays close by. It's got a lovely farina to it, so I'll probably be extra cautious with this one. Wow, the whole thing came out. That's good. Alright, let's shake it out, baby. Shake it, baby, shake it. should have got a bigger container. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Okay. This, to me, feels like this is definitely a great time to do this. Look at all those air roots in there. It's ready. It's ready. The day has come. Yes, indeed. Right. Okay. Let's throw all that out. Like a big dust cloud just went in my face. Wow. Can you, oh, Pidgeot's back. That's him walking on the roof of the pergola. Look like a bit of a mealy there, so we do need a treat. I did try and get most of the dry leaves before, but I can still spot a few. Just want to detangle this root ball a little bit. Let's just break off those old roots. You don't need those, you can grow more. So many different heads on this. This yield is going to be a phenomenal. A little bit sad, but exciting too, because we're going to get into this next stage with this and be able to propagate it a lot more. I bought this 2009 at the International Flower and Garden Show in Melbourne from you know who. They should start to pay me now, Succulents Australia. I'm always mentioning them. Anyway, they had a stall there at the International Flower and Garden Show, and this was one of the ones that I got from it. I wonder if I could pick it up. I think this head here is the main head. There's a very big stem in there, and all of these have shot off from them. Anyway, enough of that. Let's just cut it up, get into it. Pidgeot's chasing the doves around the yard. He's showing his dominance. It makes me laugh, that bird. Okay, actually that's for my bin. Let's get my cleaner tray. I'm just going to snip, snip, snip. I'm not going to overanalyze this time. She says that and then she pauses like, where do I cut next? Okay, okay. I think this main plant will really appreciate having a haircut. I might not need to take it all off. I might just leave that as a bit of a cluster. It might grow in kind of a interesting form, a little bit more bonsai-ish, I guess. Okay, put that aside and see what we got, and see what if Amelias have moved in. No, this one's good. No deformed shaped leaves. We've got some roots. I feel like I might, I don't know, demonstrating not the way that most people would suggest to do cuttings. You know, you cut short, you cut up here and you get more roots, but I don't mind the longer stems because I just plant those and there's roots already happening. So that's my logic. Others may disagree with that method. I don't know. Works for me. Oh, I got the sniffles because it's a bit chill. Okay, one. And, you know, these have been squished up. So they're a little bit ill-formed. They always sort themselves out with time. doesn't really have, oops, I really got to get these nails off. Like I can't do anything anymore and they're becoming a little bit painful. Because it's the weekend and a long weekend here in Australia, I try and avoid the nail shop when it's you know, busy on the weekends. So you get better service when they're slower. And so I go during the weekdays. Alright, I'm not talking about succulents again, I'm talking about my nails. So I digressed. Forgive me. What was I saying? Oh, the deformed shape of them. Yeah. These were a lot like that when I took them as well. So it took a while for that to grow out. You know, it just loses some leaves, grows new leaves, and get it to there. So it just, it's a little bit more waiting while it establishes and does that, but that's okay. It's got some roots there as well. So I'm thinking, because of that, they're not particularly at their prettiest. There might be something in there, I'll have a better look. Sometimes I can't see as well when I'm filming for muleys and that sort of stuff. So I might just do that off camera this time, now that you guys know my methods and all that stuff now. And if you're more curious and you haven't seen some of my older videos, look at those, I guess. I'm rambling. I'm rambling because my mind is already somewhere else. And I'm thinking, so I'll grab one of these pots. They may not be pretty enough to plant in there now, but I don't care. I'm going to do it because I think if these colours are happening because of them getting a bit stressed out with the cooler temps. You know, if you don't know what I mean by that, succulents have like a comfort zone where they're happy. And here in Australia, the colder temperatures at night are really sort of at that lower end of their spectrum of comfort, but without killing them. So I'm very fortunate, and it just brings out these insane colours. So the thing about cuttings is when you cut it, it stresses it, and so I do find most cuttings will colour up pretty good too because of that. Yeah, so now it's just a matter of choosing which pot for it. Whoa, the choices. Well, that one's there, so we'll just use that one. Let's get some dirt, some soil. So I'm thinking the original plant can go in one pot. They're so cheap, I can get more of them. Actually, I probably will because they're so cheap. And then the cuttings can go in another one. So like I usually do, I changed my mind and I decided to use this pot. So I've just got slow release fertilizer. I think that main plant will appreciate that because it's a bit old, on the older side. Systemic granules and my new favourite ingredients, cinnamon, insect deterrent for any new viewers. Oh, and by the way, I want to thank you and say hi. It's very windy at the moment. Thank you and hi to all my new subscribers that have come along recently. It's a delight every time I see a new one. It really is, because I feel like I'm doing something right. Anyway, so let's get this in there. This should be relatively quick. I might try and grow this a little bit like a bonsai form because it's got a nice fat stem on it, and it might actually kind of look cool. And it'd be interesting to see if we can get some new offsets relatively quick, since I've taken the other offsets off now. And if I recall, a lot of the offsets happened last winter, so I think this is a good time, being in autumn, to do this, to prepare for that. Okay, I might actually just leave that like that and just put a bit of top dressing, and that should do. Oh, it is very chill today. It's taking it a little adjusting. Like I need to go get a coat. Really, compared to when we're in winter, this is nothing. But I think when you've just come out of summer, you're not quite used to it. Alright, nothing special. Just definitely looks better from upgrading it from a terracotta pot. Because they're just a little bit too pedestrian for my liking at the moment. See what I mean about the larger stem? Kind of reminds me of a yucca. You know how when people manicure yuccas really well, they get rid of all the longer leaves and you get this nice fat stem. Anyway, happy with that. That is good. Move that over. I just really wanted to push past that really quick because I wanted to play around with these cuttings. It feels like more fun to me. So, systemic and cinnamon. So the International Flower and Garden Show in Melbourne. So the last time, well, the only time I went was 2019, and it was awesome. There were so many stalls that I spent far too much money, really I did, on plants, interesting fertilizers. Hubby got something for the kitchen. Can't recall. Oh, we bought some really nice water cabbages. They're like water plants for our pond. Turns out we had pond snails and they ate them. They must have been very delicious for them, but they looked pretty for a while. I had all sorts of stuff. Oh, like you know, the lots of variations of the Venus flytrap type of plants. You know, ones that like to eat insects. I'm not sure where to put these. I think we'll just shove them in anywhere. No rhyme or reason. So, International Flower and Garden Show. Oh, and they also had a lot of displays for landscaping businesses, pathway businesses. So there were a lot of design competitions and stuff, and it was really cool. Had a great time. When I saw the Succulents Australia stand, I had no idea they were going to be there. I ran over like a crazy woman. And they did not disappoint. As soon as I saw this one, I was rapt when I got it. And I do recall it did have an offset or two at the time, so that even was an extra bonus. After that, I ended up, I don't know if I brought the box, I must have picked up a box along the way, and it's an open top box to carry all the pots around. Boy, my arms got sore that day. My husband and I, we had to alternate taking turns carrying it. But everybody walking by would just sort of, you know, discreetly have a look in my box. You want to check out my box? Is that what you want to do? And anyway, everyone's like taking a little sticky beak and seeing, oh, what did they get? Where did that come from? That sort of thing. So last year, 2020, they didn't have it, and cancelled due to COVID, and so that was a bit disappointing. You do have to pay to get in, so you know, bust out your credit card if you want to go. If you're in Victoria, I'm sure other main cities and all the other states in Australia, they probably do it. But this year, I think I will go. I think I will. So I had such a good time, and hubby enjoys it too. So it's a fun day out for us. So I'm rambling a bit. So there we go. Just real quick, just a quick little thing. So I'll keep you updated on the progress. I bet you in a couple of weeks we're going to have some really nice red margins. So that is done. And so I still have some of my plant mail on this side, and these are some bits and pieces I pulled out of the other arrangement that might be worth working together. They're all young and small and delicate and weird, so I thought that might be fun to put them all in one pot and see what happens. So I might as well use this one now. I've already put my bits and pieces in there just to cut out some time. I've been wanting to work in these loose crystal chips as a top dressing for quite a while. I wonder if today's the day, even though I put this in there already. Or I found this shell, it's a little bit dirty on the inside. I wonder if I could... I did actually have a little succulent baby or two in there before, but it's got no drainage holes. I think if we drilled a hole through it and then put it in an arrangement, you could help build like an extra, maybe something smaller than that, extra level on top of your arrangement. But not today, just something that popped into my head. And when I was going through rearranging my larger pots yesterday, I was doing a little maintenance, just pulling out leaves and stuff. I found this, I think it's an agate, some sort of agate, but it's in the shape of a heart. I love the colours, it's very earthy. I found it hidden under some stuff that grew over it. I'm wondering if I could work that in. I don't know, actually that would go better with the grey pots. Just down the camera for a second. Yeah, see, that would pick up that colouring. Yeah, I should use it in that one. I finally get around to putting something in there too. Alright. I don't know what I'm doing. I think I'll just make it a cute little crowded one. Just got to move these things on, really. I love this stuff. It's so adorable. Let's just put a few things in and see what happens, shall we? I've got to still write up those silly tags. I know, I'm sorry, I shouldn't go on about the the lack of tags from that order. They probably sound like it upsets me more than it does. Right. At the start of the arrangement, I always feel very clueless. I really do. It's just, I don't know, add one thing here, add one thing there. And somehow I usually pull something together. So that is nice. These look a little bit sad, but I think with a good watering, they could actually look very nice. I don't recall what specific succulent it was. I don't know. I can tell by looking at it and where I got it from. They were leaf propagations. I could even head chop those. Just break half of that off. I find them there like good candlesticks. I think I want a bit of height somewhere, so these might work for height. Yeah. They just need to plump up a little bit and they'll be good. I think that we're getting enough water, and you know, summer's just a very taxing season on some succulents, especially the younger ones. That's kind of cute, like a little bouquet, isn't it? Is it? Pull you out for a moment. Let's just build up the soil around it. Yes, that's good. This stuff would be good if it finds its way over the lip. I feel like I do need some sort of rock with something. Oh, I know, maybe some other smaller shells. I don't think I want to use these little bubbies. They just look a little bit tired. Yeah, that's quite nice. These two colours go together good, so they can be planted close by. Actually, that sort of goes somewhere in the middle. Yeah, that's good. I like that. What is this? Yeah, I pulled them out of something else before. I don't want to elaborate on that. My brain was just thinking I should put all of these pieces in now. Yep. This little strange one. I think I've been avoiding planting this one. I've got to get that yucky leaf off, because I have some concerns about, you know, the wider and flatter the rosette is, the harder for the roots to get water. I don't know. I'm a bit worried about this one. I'm not sure how well it will do. You know, because when you're above water, it just saturates the top, and getting its way underneath there can be a bit tricky. And if it's not dried up in time, it can lead to rot. So that one, I might just put that in its own pot somewhere. Keep an eye on it. I don't want it to get lost in arrangement and then I forget about it. Got some Francisco Baldies, just very scraggly things, but when they're together, they actually look quite nice. I wonder if I could work that in. I think I could. I'm going to give it a red hot crack. Red hot crack. Let's just get all of this out of the way. Let's get these in. Yeah, I might just move these over a tad. I don't want them to interfere with each other too much as they grow. Alright, that's built up the base there. Now I've got to fill up that space again. Yeah. Some more top dressing. Set that there, that's good. Very nice. So, you know, old and new. Old, new. And new, what was this one called? Scarlet something, wasn't it? I bet you this gets really red. I think that's why it had scarlet in the name. I love the contrast between those two colours, and then we've got a similar colour here but a different form, and this has got that sort of grey cooler tone and interesting form. Oh, let's hang on before we move on. Let's add a little bit of this whimsy and make it a little bit more magical, and you know, in a theme of sort of fairy garden sort of theme. Let's lay some of these in here. Oh yes, I love it. How cool is that? I'm sure you could, you know, it's so easy to get these, aren't they? You buy them at craft stores, crystal stores. I buy a lot of this stuff on eBay. Yes. Alright, so I've got a bit of this, like this is interesting foliage, shape and colour and dainty, isn't it? Oh, I want a little something to prop that up. Just went and got a tumbled stone, that must be amethyst. I think that is just the perfect colour to complement these chips and Pendendrum. I found this as well. This is like Labradorite, I think. Not 100% sure about that. I want to see if I can get some of this stuff in. What was this called? Crassula elegans, wasn't it? Let's have a good look at the foliage. Like, you know, it's just these eggy shaped leaves. Super cute. And then it's got, I don't know, like a little bit of a fuzzy fur thing going on. Is this overkill, having two weirdos side by side? I don't think so. I might see if I can just use that. Oh, the Koreans, I'm pretty sure they call them rock pillows. So you use a stone as a pillow to sort of prop it where you want it. That's cute. I still have more of that stuff. Yeah. Yeah. I'm imitating my yeah from something my husband and I laugh at. It's from Ghost Adventures. You know, Zach Baggins. That's one of our shows we watched together. And there was this guy at the Viper Room episode. He was like the manager there. Look, I don't have the qualifications to say if this is correct or not, but it sounds like a bit of a Hollywood Valley kind of, yeah. Anyway, so it was cute. So we sort of picked that up. Incidentally, you might be interested to know my husband is actually American. He's from California, from Orange County, San Juan Capistrano. We met in Hawaii. I lived in Hawaii for quite a few years in my 20s. I'm now in my 40s, very late 40s. I'm 48 if I haven't mentioned it. So yeah, that's where we met. But anyway, a little bit of backstory. He really loves living here in Australia. I feel like I've lost my little pebbles now because I've overdone the arrangement. I'm not overdone it, but there's just a lot of stuff happening there. Maybe it'll twinkle just right when the light hits it. what's he saying? Oh yes, he definitely enjoys living in Australia, and so he moved over here with me when I wanted to come back home. How good is that? Man, I don't know. I feel pretty damn pleased with myself. Yes, I do. Got one more pot left. Should we? Should we keep going? I think we should. So I think with this last pot, what I'll use is this Sedum clavatum. I found it in one of my larger pots when I was doing a bit of maintenance with them yesterday. I must have just thrown a cutting in somewhere, and it's taken off quite nicely. So I thought I might actually start another pot of them. Usually I just sell the cuttings because I have such a nice pot at the moment going with them. But I think it's time to build them into something else. I've got these little babies here. They were in the same region, close by to them. I got a feeling they're little plant babies that have taken off with them. I'm suspecting it's the same one. But, oh, man overboard. Because they were close by, but it may not be the case. It may be I just threw in random leaves. But anyway, I'm just going to plant them all in the same pot. This needs something to hold it up. So I've got a pair of takeaway chopsticks. This is from my lunch that I just had earlier. I bought a couple of sushi rolls, and they gave me chopsticks. Well, what's the point? Well, thank you very much. They actually come in handy right now. Strange. I guess she was just on automatic pilot. I'm trying to do a bit of a crossbar thing. Look a little bit fugly for a while until it re-establishes itself. Anyway, all these little cutesy fat little young ones that I'm not 100% sure what they are. I'm just going to jam them all in there. Might as well give them somewhere to go. Anyway, back to the International Flower and Garden Show I was talking about. I was thinking, if I feel brave enough, I might do a little vlogging while I'm there to show you guys. I don't have, you know, a good microphone. I just use my microphone from my headphones. Really, if you're doing that sort of thing and walking around, I guess you should have one of those. I think they're called lav mics or something. Pick up on the audio. So who knows? And I do get very self-conscious. Sometimes you just want to enjoy the day instead of doing stuff like that. But I might get a bit, I'm sure I'm going to get some footage to show you. Yeah. These are a little bit elongated because, like I said, they're in the bottom of the pot. But I think if we just give them a chance, they'll sort themselves out. So it looks a bit scraggly. What else can we put in there to fill it up? What else indeed? Yep, that's not too bad. Maybe that, do you remember that little leaf baby that turned out to be a crest? Maybe we'll put that in there. Should go. Show you back here a bit. See how that goes. It's another leaf baby. I'm going to do those crystal chips again. I think we might be able to get that colour going nicely. The see it better, that's what I mean, when we don't have as much action going on. Yes, that's pretty good. That's cool. What else? What other babies can we get in there? Just really going with what's in arm's reach of me. I'm sure I could find some other interesting little things to put in there, but these are loose and random, so why not? I don't like that. That's why not, because I don't like that. This one's kind of cute. But you go there. You're kind of cute too. I'm not sure if this is a good idea for where I wanted to put these, because these are going to, well, my intention was to put them in direct light. And these little babies might not do so well if I do that. Just paused a little bit and went to find a few things. So this was from a recent video where we cut up some of these. So I might work that in there. I found this little offset. I think it's a Bloody Maria. So that's what they're called. I might just add that in there somewhere. And then I thought for a bit of pop of colour, I took a little snip of some pink jelly beans. So we might just throw those two in. Actually, they'll look better there. Just going to have to keep this out of blaring sun. These were cuttings, elongated cuttings that are just laying around. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pinch the heads off them. So I'll put them with the other ones that I had, just to sort of fill them up. Yep. And I just pinched a few of these little cactus offsets. I love these things. That Crassula elegans, maybe a little bit of that in there as well. It's a weird shape, this one. Yeah, I'll just stick with what I had. Just leave it there. It needs to root up. So a lot of these need to get some roots. I wonder if, do I need this after all of that? No, I could do. Oh, that's clever. Yeah, just put the shell there just to give it some support for a while. Did I cover over any succulents? My phone is saying low battery, low battery. That's my cue to say goodbye. Yeah, that's good enough. So there we go, all done. I'm really pleased with this one. I think that turned out really nice. And that's not too bad, considering it's just a lot of little bits and pieces hanging around. Can't wait for those to really take off and stress out, just like that one. Alright, best be going. Thanks for watching again, and thank you to all my new subscribers for coming along. Drop me a comment, say hi. Bye. I wanted to sincerely thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate it if you liked it and subscribed to my channel. Also, you can find me as S's for Succulents on my Instagram and Facebook page, where I post daily photos with tips and information. So come and hang out with me there. It's a great place to chat and connect. Thank you.